What's happening, guys? This is House Cat MMA, and right now I'm going to be going over what happened at UFC 328, Sean Strickland versus Khamzat Chimaev. But before I get into all that, if you just do your liking, your subscribing, your commenting, your sharing, and your hell yes and your fuck yes, we should be square. So, first off, we had Clayton Carpenter versus Jose Ochoa. I thought Clayton Carpenter was going to be able to take Ochoa down the whole fight, but Ochoa had other plans. He basically went out there and beat Clayton Carpenter's face off. Clayton Carpenter was able to take his back at one point, and he was able to take him down at one point, but it was largely a dominant performance by Jose Ochoa. Then he had Baysanger Sirsaikaev versus Jordan Santos. Jordan Santos did a good job of getting shots off on the feet early on. He stayed a little busier than Sirsaikaev, but in the second round, Sirsaikaev started getting his time right, cut him with an elbow, and third round, Sirsaikaev was able to take him down and finish him with a rear naked choke toward the end of the third round. Then he had Pat Sabatini versus William Gomez. Pat Sabatini wanted Gomez down real bad. He's able to do it a couple of times, but it was largely Sabatini holding Gomez against the cage, and Gomez trying to get out of there. Sabatini not having it, but the times they would separate, Gomez would get some shit off on the feet, but nothing doing really. Sabatini got the decision. Then he had Roman Kopylov versus Marco Tulio. Tulio was able to get some big shots in, the bigger shots in on Roman Kopylov. Kopylov was a little faster, but Tulio was getting him with the more substantial shots until the second round, and Kopylov was able to drop Tulio, and then third round came around, he was able to drop Tulio again, and he got the decision win. And then he had Grant Dawson versus Mateusz Rebecki. Dawson initially went out there and did what Grant Dawson does, took Rebecki down, took his back, but Rebecki being pretty tough on the ground, he's able to reverse it toward the end of the first round, and he was able to get some good shots in on Dawson in the second round. Third round came around, Dawson was able to get him down again and finished him with an arm in rear naked choke. And then you had Jim Miller versus Jared Gordon. Jim Miller was able to go in there and snatch up a guillotine pretty quick. It probably would have been a closer fight, but you let Jim Miller get anywhere near your neck, he's most likely gonna take it. And then you had Atiba Gutierrez versus Ozzy Diaz. Atiba was just faster, and Ozzy couldn't really touch him, and so that's how Atiba won the first round. And then Atiba was able to go in there and finish Diaz in the second with, I want to say it was a right hook right on the cheek. Got him right on the cheek. And then he had Yaroslav Armasov. I'm kind of going out of order with this. I'm doing this off the dome. Yaroslav Armasov versus Joel Alvarez. Alvarez was able to get a little bit of shots off on the feet, but nothing doing really. But Armasov was able to take him down repeatedly, and was able to finish Alvarez with a arm triangle choke in the second round. And then in the main card, you had Jeremy Stephens versus King Green. And King Green kind of went in there and dominated Jeremy Stephens. Was able to get some good shit off on the feet. And then he finished Stephens with a rear naked choke. Then you had Sean Brady versus Joaquin Buckley. Nothing really to that fight. Buckley just couldn't finish. Couldn't get anything in on the feet against Brady, and Brady just kept on getting takedown after takedown. Brady might have spent 9 minutes in mount. It's weird because Buckley is good, and he does know how to wrestle, But just against guys like Sean Brady and Kamaru Usman, it's just he just can't stuff the shots. And then you had none other than, what was after that? We had Joshua Van versus Tatsuro Taira. Van was having a hard time not getting taken down, but before that, obviously, you had Alexander Volkov versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. And yeah, like it was a lot like Volkov versus Sergey Pavlovich. Just Volkov was doing a good job at keeping Cortez on the outside. And, you know, every now and then Cortez would get some shit off on Volkov, but Volkov would kind of get reset. Like, all right, now you're not going to be doing that. Pretty close fight. Volkov got the nod. But yeah, Joshua Van was having a hard time not getting taken down by Tatsuro Taira, and Tatsuro Taira was having a hard time not getting hit by Joshua Van. Joshua Van, his hands are just so damn fast. And fucking Taira's tougher than a $2 steak. You know, he started tapping him really good in third, knocked him down in the third. It was probably a mistake, Van going for the rear naked, because I think that allowed Taira to recover. Fourth round came around. Taira got his shit together, started taking Van down again. And in the fifth round, Van started going to the body and was able to finish Taira like toward the beginning of the fifth round. And then you had Sean Strickland versus Khamzat Chimaev. Chimaev was able to take Strickland down early in the first. Okay, I expected that. And then in the second, it kept him down all through the first. Then the second round, Sean was actually able to, like, Khamzat pulled guard for whatever reason. And Sean was able to control him most of the second round, which I was surprised he was able to control him like that. Like, Sean's strong. I don't think Sean gets enough credit for actually, he's a strong guy. And then third round, fourth round, it was just, well, third round, Sean was able to outstrike Khamzat. It was close though. Then fourth round, much of the same. Pretty sure Khamzat took. Did Khamzat take Sean down the fourth? I remember, but I think most of the fourth round took place on the feet. Fifth round, Khamzat did take down Sean, but Sean was like, all right, I can't lose this fight. And he got up. And then it was either Khamzat was taking Sean down and Sean get up. And then when they were on the feet, Sean would be outstriking Khamzat, but by a very narrow margin. But Sean got the split decision, and I called it. I know a fight Sean's gonna win when I see it. But like when the fight was getting ready to take place, I was like, shit. I don't know. God, sorry, because I was talking so much shit. I was so confident in Sean, and I was telling my roommate, I was like, God, I bet you Khamzat arm triangle Sean like in a minute and a half in the first. My roommate was like, don't you say that. I was like, I don't want it to be so. I don't want it to be so. But Sean got it done. Life's better when Sean Strickland's champion. I'd like to see him versus Nasruddin Imavov next. But what do you do with Dricus? Because Dricus ain't fought since Khamzat beat him. I don't know. Maybe do Dricus versus Hernandez. And then Sean Strickland versus Imavov. I don't know, but pretty sure that covers it. I had my list, but I lost it. And I'm at my mom's house right now, and I don't have a pen on me. But yeah, I think that covers it. Hell yeah, fuck yeah. Make sure you do your like and your subscribing. This video was a little bit more unorganized than normal. But yeah, that's all I have on that. I will catch y'all later.